In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 11, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Kansas versus Cincinnati. A highly anticipated conference matchup is set to take place this weekend at Fifth Third Arena. The number 11 ranked Kansas Jayhawks, who hold a record of 11-3 overall and 8-6-0 against the spread, will travel to face the Cincinnati Bearcats, currently 10-4 overall and 6-8-0 against the spread, on Saturday afternoon. The last time these two teams squared off, the Bearcats delivered a commanding performance, defeating the Jayhawks 72-52 in the Big 12 tournament. This game presents an excellent opportunity for Cincinnati to regain momentum. The Bearcats boast one of the most formidable defenses in the nation, even as they navigate a challenging stretch, and their defensive prowess has the potential to stifle a Kansas offense that has consistently struggled in away games. Cincinnati is well positioned to limit Kansas to fewer than 70 points. On the offensive end, the Bearcats have been impressive at home, averaging 82 points per game on an efficient 49.2% shooting. They have scored at least 67 points in every home contest, while Kansas defense has shown vulnerability on the road, allowing more than 75 points in 2 of their 3 away games. Notably, Cincinnati has covered the spread in both of their 2024 matchups and looks poised to do so once again. So the Cincinnati Bearcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Cincinnati ranks 274th in adjusted tempo, according to Ken Palm, and is expected to dictate a slower pace throughout the game. Their defense is ranked 11th nationally, allowing a mere 59 points per game when playing at home. Conversely, Kansas boasts an equally impressive defensive unit, ranked 4th nationally, and has held opponents to an average of 56 points over their last 5 games. The betting trends also favor a low-scoring affair, as the under has hit in 13 of Kansas' 14 games this season and in 12 of Cincinnati's 14 contests. The Bearcats have struggled offensively in recent games, scoring fewer than 70 points in 5 of their last 6 outings, including a season-low 48 points in their most recent performance. Kansas, meanwhile, has seen its shooting percentage dip to 42.6% on the road and has failed to reach 70 points in 2 of their 3 road games. A defensive battle seems likely in this matchup. This season, the trends heavily support the under, with Cincinnati hitting the under in 12 of their 14 games and Kansas achieving the same in 13 of their 14 contests. Both teams excel on the defensive end, consistently holding opponents under 70 points per game. Additionally, neither team has been particularly effective from beyond the arc, with Cincinnati shooting just 29.9% from 3-point range and Kansas slightly better at 32.3% in Big 12 play. Cincinnati's scoring struggles in the Big 12, combined with their deliberate pace of play, which ranks 304th nationally in possessions per game, further reinforce the likelihood of a low-scoring game. Fans should not expect a high-scoring shootout in this matchup. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Carolina versus NC State. The North Carolina Tar Heels and the North Carolina State Wolfpack are set to renew their long-standing rivalry this Saturday in Raleigh, North Carolina. This matchup carries significant implications as both teams look to solidify their positions in the Atlantic Coast Conference standings. The Tar Heels enter the contest with an overall record of 10-6, buoyed by 2 consecutive victories in conference play. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack have a 9-6 record overall and are 2-2 in Atlantic Coast Conference matchups. Their most recent outing was a nail-biting home win over Notre Dame on Wednesday night, a result that helped them regain some momentum after recent struggles. During last year's regular season, the Tar Heels held the upper hand in this rivalry by sweeping the Wolfpack in both meetings. However, the tables turned in the Atlantic Coast Conference tournament, where NC State triumphed over North Carolina in a hard-fought game. As they head into this season's showdown, the Tar Heels are riding a 2-game winning streak and boast one of the most potent offenses in the country. Ranking among the top 20 nationally in scoring, the Heels Heels thrive on their fast-paced style of play, which is fueled by their dominance on the boards. Currently ranked 56th in the nation for total rebounds per game, North Carolina's rebounding prowess provides a significant edge over NC State, which lags behind at 273rd in the same category. Defensively, the gap between these two teams is narrower, but NC State has struggled recently, losing 3 of their last 4 games before eking out the last-second victory against Notre Dame. In those losses, the Wolfpack allowed more than 70 points in each contest, highlighting defensive vulnerabilities. Although NC State has shown strength when playing at home in recent weeks, the Tar Heels' offensive firepower may prove to be too much for them to handle, especially with Jackson emerging as a key contributor and heating up at just the right time. North Carolina's ability to score efficiently and in volume makes them the more likely team to control the game and cover the spread in this rivalry matchup. The Tar Heels are averaging 29 field goals per game, compared to 25.8 for NC State, and they are also more effective at the free throw line, averaging 18.1 made free throws per game to the Wolfpack's 14.3. On the turnover front, North Carolina averages 11.6 turnovers per game, better than NC State's 13.5, giving the Tar Heels another slight advantage in this area. While neither team has been particularly reliable for bettors in recent games, North Carolina is 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games, and NC State is 2-8 against the spread in the same span. The Tar Heels have shown signs of resurgence. They've won 6 of their last 8 games, with their offense gaining traction. Conversely, NC State has dropped 3 of their last 5 games, including a near loss to a struggling Notre Dame team. While it might seem tempting to back NC State as the home underdog in a heated rivalry game, it's difficult to overlook their inconsistent performances this season. The Wolfpack have struggled to find their rhythm, and despite playing on their home court, they face a Tar Heels squad that features experienced guards and a solid track record in this rivalry. Notably, the favorite has covered the spread in 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams, adding further weight to North Carolina's case as the more dependable pick. Usually, taking the points in a rivalry game, especially with a home underdog, can be appealing. However, historical trends lean heavily in favor of the favorite in this particular matchup, so the North Carolina Tar Heels to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Saturday's game will showcase contrasting styles of play between the two teams. The Wolfpack prefer a slower pace, aiming to control the tempo and keep the scoring relatively low. On the other hand, the Tar Heels excel in an up-tempo style, striving to push the pace and elevate the score into the 70s or 80s. North Carolina ranks as the 7th fastest team in the country in terms of pace of play, while NC State sits far behind at 273rd in this metric. With a significant rebounding advantage, North Carolina should be able to impose their preferred tempo and create numerous transition opportunities to put points on the board. The Tar Heels operate with speed and efficiency on offense, taking a high volume of shots without focusing heavily on defensive intensity. This results in high-scoring games that often hit the over. So far this season, the Heels are 8-8 on the over and 5-4 when playing on the road. Few teams in college basketball can match North Carolina's pace of play, as they rank 9th in Division I with an average of 77 possessions per game. Their games this season have averaged a total of 163 points, which speaks to the high-scoring nature of their matchups. While NC State typically plays a slower and more methodical style, the relentless energy of the Tar Heels is likely to dictate the tempo, ensuring plenty of scoring opportunities on both sides. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana versus Iowa. The Indiana Hoosiers will travel to Iowa City this Saturday for a highly anticipated matchup against the Iowa Hawkeyes, bringing together 2 storied programs from the Big Ten Conference. Currently, the Hoosiers boast an impressive 13-3 record, with a 4-1 mark in conference play, and are riding the momentum of a 5-game winning streak as they head into this game. On the other side, the Hawkeyes have put together an 11-4 record this season, standing at 2-2 in the Big Ten. They come into this clash fresh off a nail-biting overtime victory over Nebraska earlier in the week. This game promises to be a compelling contest between two teams with distinct strengths and aspirations. Indiana did not start the season as strongly as they might have hoped, going 1-2 during the Battle of Atlantis tournament. However, they have since turned things around, winning 9 of their last 10 games following a loss to Gonzaga. Meanwhile, Iowa is building momentum with their recent overtime win over Nebraska and will aim to secure their 3rd consecutive victory at home. The showdown at Carver Hawkeye Arena is shaping up to be an electrifying contest. The Hawkeyes feature one of the most potent offenses in college basketball, a fact that should be evident in this game. They rank second nationally in points per game and ninth in three-pointers made per game. According to KenPom, Iowa's offensive efficiency is elite, ranking within the top 12 in three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and overall effective field goal percentage. This is the only scheduled meeting between these two teams this season, mirroring last year's scenario when Indiana claimed a 74-68 victory as 1.5-point favorites on their home court. However, the Hoosiers will not have the benefit of playing at Assembly Hall this time, and they are likely to face significant challenges in containing Iowa's high-octane offense. Although Indiana has been on a roll recently, with Ballo emerging as a key player in their success, their scoring distribution is heavily reliant on 4 players who each average over 12 points per game. The rest of the roster contributes 7.5 points or less per player. In contrast, Iowa boasts a deeper lineup, with 6 players averaging at least 9 points per game. In their most recent victory, 2 Hawkeyes combined for an astounding 61 points, showcasing the versatility and firepower of their roster. Indiana's defense is not particularly formidable, allowing 61.6 field goal attempts per game, the 5th most in the Big Ten. Providing Iowa with that many opportunities is a recipe for disaster, especially now that Freeman has returned to Iowa's lineup, making their offense even more challenging to stop. Given this, it appears unlikely that Indiana will be able to keep up with Iowa's relentless offensive pace. Iowa has also covered the spread in 3 of their last 5 games against Indiana, so the Iowa Hawkeyes to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Hawkeyes are not only the highest scoring team in the Big Ten, but they also give up the most points in the conference, which makes for an intriguing dynamic. They are incredibly efficient shooters, ranking 5th in the nation in field goal percentage this season. Additionally, they rank 12th in three-point shooting accuracy and 9th in three-pointers made per game. Their fast-paced playstyle is evident, as they are ranked 20th nationally in tempo. Similarly, this Indiana team is far removed from the methodical, defense-first style of the Bobby Knight era. They also play at a brisk pace, ranking 76th in tempo nationally. Offensively, the Hoosiers are solid, sitting at 50th in field goal shooting percentage and 60th in scoring. Indiana will likely welcome the opportunity to exploit Iowa's defensive struggles and issues with rebounding. With Iowa's dynamic offense in the mix, it's no surprise to see a total this high. Last season, these teams combined for only 142 points, falling well short of the 161-point total, but the circumstances have changed. Indiana was a far better defensive team last year, while Iowa's offense has reached new heights this season. The Hawkeyes have scored at least 95 points in 4 of their last 5 games, averaging a scorching 98.6 points per game during that span. KenPom ranks Iowa 20th in tempo, highlighting their quick pace, while Indiana is not far behind at 76th. The Hoosiers have scored at least 77 points in each of their last 4 games and surpassed 80 points in 3 of their last 7. Historical trends also favor a high-scoring affair, as the over has hit in 7 of the last 10 matchups between these teams. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.